Hello, how's everyone doing? As you recall, about a couple of months ago, the government had a program called Cash for Clunker, which give the people around $3,000 to $5,000 for when they join their old low mileage car for better mileage and more energy efficient. The President Obama has made made the right decision to pass out the program because it benefits in two ways: the environmental and economical. So let's just talk about the environmental. Driving car is the most polluted act that we are committing every day on a regular basis. Because in the engine combustion, besides create power to run the car, and it also creates hydrocarbon and nitrogen oxide, which contribute to the formation of acid rain. It also creates carbon dioxide. It's a greenhouse gas, as far as we know. Not to mention carbon monoxide is a odorless, colorless poison gas. So if you inhale that in, you might die. According to Stephen Bislason, one of the environment researcher team, U.S. emission has increased to 7 billion tons of carbon dioxide in 2004. With the Gas for Clunker program, we could reduce the carbon dioxide emission since the car has a better mileage. And Stephen Bislason, he also mentioned about blending the ethanol with the gasoline, because ethanol also can make the combustion reaction happen. So that can reduce the dependency of the petroleum. But without the modification, the gasoline engine can use up to around 10% of the ethanol. So with the new engine, we can just design and to use higher percentage of ethanol. And with a better mileage and more energy efficiency and use more ethanol, we could use less gasoline to save the economic resources and less emission of carbon dioxide. And the second point is about the economic. Let's come to think about it. We have an economic problem right now, and we just spent like $3 billion on that program. But why are we doing that? Because it encourages people to spend money, and that will keep the circulation flow of money. Because every dollar you spend, that goes into another person's income. So if you don't spend on your money, someone, they gonna have a cut on their income, maybe not even have a job. And the program also protects the car industry, because according to the Paul Taylor, chief economist at the National Automobile Dealer Association, the average new car sold in the United States so far is around $29,000 per car. So there was about 625,000 cars sold through the program. So probably accounted around $18.2 billion of the retail sale. So this could increase the economic activity and such as taxes paid, dealership, and overtime for the dealership employees. Because when we were making the car, they also have to pay taxes and all that stuff as they making the car. And also based on the economic, based on the report of economic impact of the Council of the Economic Advisors, the program create about 35,000 jobs for the people. So with only $3 billion that's spent on the program, it's like a boost for the economic, since it create more jobs and increase the economic activity and also protect the environment. So therefore, the Gas for Clunker program is the right decision to make, and that's it.
All right, Benjamin, the phrasing on your proposition is a little bit awkward, but ultimately it is an endorsement of the Cash for Clunkers program. So you want to phrase it, instead of saying that it was the right decision, you want to say that it had substantial benefits, or that it produced some desirable outcome. And I think that that would be a little bit clearer. You laid out the main points pretty clearly. We could understand what the supporting points were. You had the two main issues that you set up for us. I thought that was fine. I didn't think there was a lot of quantification on the first point about the environmental advantages. There's no estimate about how much CO2 or carbon monoxide or other dangerous chemicals are being prevented from being put in the atmosphere by the Cash for Clunkers program. The economic benefits, though, you did have a little bit more specific information on. You had one estimate talking about $18 billion in retail sales being a consequence of this. Of course, the big question is, how much of a difference in sales did it make? Was it substantially different from, let's say, the previous months or the following months? That would tell us whether or not that $18 billion in economic activity was a result of the Cash for Clunkers, or if it's just what the business economy would sustain at that particular point. We need some comparative data on that. I think the pacing's a little bit iffy. You may need to slow yourself down a little bit in a couple of spots. And I think that there's a big assumption on that first point, by the way, that the cars were replaced by energy-efficient models, and you needed some better documentation on that to demonstrate that first point. But the structure is pretty clear. All right, thank you.